So today's video is about an article that I stumbled across. Now, some of you are going to find it infuriating. Some of you are going to find it completely unsurprising. But for all of you, it will be a very interesting read. Let's continue, shall we? So before I get into it though, I want to talk about something called Briefalt's Law. Many of you have heard of Briefalt's Law. What's going on, Ali? First person in the chat, how you doing? Briefalt's Law maintains that the female, not the male, continues... Sorry, Briefalt's Law I've had a long day. Briefalt's Law maintains that the female, not the male, determines all the conditions of the animal family. Where the female can derive no benefit from association with the male, no such association takes place. It is something to think about. And Briefalt, who is the person who actually came up with it, gives us even more to ponder. You can actually search this up on Psychology Today. This piece was written by Dave Hartley, who was very, very well-read and very, very on-the-money kind of guy. So today would say relationship rather than association. So where the female can derive no benefit from a relationship with the male, no such relationship takes place. Right, and that can change at any time. So if a benefit ceases to exist, the relationship can cease to exist. Says we already know, of course, that women wield the ultimate veto power in the mating game. It is women who give thumbs up or thumbs down. Hopefully you guys are giving this video the thumbs up to any advances or proposals from men. Briefalt embellishes this truism by asserting that intimate relationships between men and women result from a calculated cost-benefit analysis by women. Will she or won't she acquire a net gain from any relationship with the man? Okay? This does not necessarily mean monetary gain, although it might and often does. Other types of gain might be social status, sexual compatibility, anticipated future happiness. Note that anticipated. And anticipated future happiness, emotional security, and the male's capacity for fatherhood. Men, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I could read all the way through this. I'm not going to, guys. Go and search it yourself. It's Briffalt's, Briefalt's Law. Okay, let's get into the real juicy stuff here. So, this article here, and I'll put the link in the description below for you guys. Real life, should I cheat to have a baby? Bradley knew that his younger wife wanted a child, but he didn't know the length that she'd go to. Bradley, 52, from Perth, Australia, shows his true life story. My wife stared lingeringly at the baby shop window. What are you doing? I asked. I want a baby, she blurted. I stopped in my tracks. We've spoken about this, I said. Her eyes filled with tears. I know, but I've changed my mind, she replied sadly. Angela and I had been married for 5 years and had known each other for 4 years before that. We worked together at our local Aldi. Ange was 32, 20 years my junior. So they've been married since she was 27 and they met when she was about 23. I had a grown-up daughter, Mary, with my previous wife. When we got together, Ange and I agreed that we didn't want children. I'm too old for sleepless nights and nappy changing, I joked now as we walked home, but I could see how sad Ange looked. That night, I slept on it. Maybe a baby wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We loved each other, sure. I was older, but I was fit. If Hugh Hefner could do it, why couldn't I? Let's give it a try, I said to Ange. She was delighted. We tried for about 6 months, but nothing happened. I've been for fertility tests and I'm fine, she announced one night after dinner. I'd like you to get tested too. Reluctantly, I went along to the clinic. A few days later, we were called in for the results. The doctor told me, your sperm count is low. I was mortified. I have a daughter already, I scoffed. That can't be right. But the doctor said I'd been lucky the first time around. The chances of us conceiving naturally were extremely slim. The doctor told us we could think about IVF and give us some documentation to take home. Trouble was, we couldn't afford it. I'm sorry, it's not meant to be, I said. She was disappointed, and for the next few days I found her constantly on her computer. A week or so later, I was watching TV when she walked in front of it and turned it off. "We're having a baby," she said, smiling. "What? How?" I spluttered. She told me she had found a sperm donor website where men donated their sperm for free to women who were battling to conceive. Sound familiar with that natural insemination video I did about a week or so ago? Most men donated the sperm, and the women were then able to get impregnated by artificial insemination. But some agreed to have sex to get the women pregnant. That can't be legal, I gasped. But it was. It just wasn't regulated. It sounds DOGE to me, I said, frowning. I wasn't going to let anyone else have sex with my wife. "Don't be like that," Ange snapped. "I've already found the donor I want and arranged to meet him." I was furious. Now, I'm just saying, I'll be fucking furious too if that shit happened to me. Right? I'm just saying. I'll continue. "But I don't agree with this," I raged. "These are just sick psychos wanting to have sex with vulnerable women." "No, they're kind men wanting to help," she yelled back. We had a huge fight, which ended with Ange saying she was going to meet with him anyway, with or without my approval. Briefalt's law, baby. She was so determined, I decided I'd better go with her to make sure she was safe. A week later, we went to meet the donor, Callan, at a cafe. He was tall and well-built, in his mid-30s. Not only younger, but better looking than me. Then he looked down his nose at me and sneered. "Having a few problems down there, mate?" I nearly spat my flat white out in his face. "Let's get out of here," I said crossly to Ange. But her jaw was set. "I'm staying," she said. "I want a baby." I stormed off, furious and humiliated. 10 minutes later, I felt bad and decided to go back. But Ange and Callan were gone. I tried her mobile, but she didn't answer. I went home, and a couple of hours later she arrived, beaming. Wow. So, yeah, basically, there was nothing that he could have done or said other than giving her a baby that was going to stop her from getting a baby. Right? Briefalt's law in a full effect. Right? The baby brain taking over. Ovulation. Baby rabies. Right? This is what guys need to understand, and it's what a lot of guys haven't been told before. It's exactly right. Project Masculinity and baby rabies. Right? This is what you have to understand as men. If a woman wants a baby and you can't give her the baby, she's going to find someone who will. And if she doesn't think that you'll give her a baby that has the characteristics she wants, she'll find someone who does have the characteristics that she wants in her child. This is why there are so many children being born and growing up that do not have their biological father in the home, even if they have a biological father in the home. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the only politician I have ever heard, that has said, I think we should have mandatory DNA testing at birth, is Pauline Hanson. Crazy, right? A female of all people. The leader of One Nation in Australia. And Mark Latham, he is actually fiercely against this whole attack on masculinity and attack on men. So, I mean, I know who I'm voting for the next election. Someone who actually gives a fuck about me. Period. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this video? Love to get your thoughts in the comments after this live video publishes. But just want to say a big thank you to all of my Patreon people that have joined in. Got 65 patrons now, all getting the good stuff behind the scenes, the raw and uncut footage that I can't put on this channel or else be guideline striked. So guys, if you want to get in on the action and see the really raw stuff, and I'm about to go into a video that's gonna fucking blow your socks off. It's about the behavior of the mainstream media on International Men's Day and what they were actually putting on there about how it's poor women's. They were like, there was 2 different morning programs that were saying how women have it bad on International fucking Men's Day. And I'm going to be sharing those videos as well as my commentary. So if you want to check out that footage, pledge $1 a month as a minimum, and head on over to patreon.com/SydneyMGTOW. You guys want to donate via PayPal, paypal.me/SydneyMGTOW. As you know, all MGTOW channels globally are now demonetized, so that does help cover my costs. All right, guys, I appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to catching you again very soon, and you know where to find me, guys, for the good stuff. And you know where to find me on social media. All the details are below. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the bell below. Make sure you comment, smash the thumbs up. Oh, yeah. And share. Don't forget the share bit. All right, guys, I'm going to go now, and then I'm going to go and record my video for my patrons. Appreciate you all. Peace.